Sponsors.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Think About It with Joshua Salaam, your host, brought to you by pennyappealusa.org. We want to thank them, and we want to thank you for always tuning in. We'll be right back with a funny, intelligent, amazing guest. Who is it? You'll see. Assalamu alaikum. This is Think About It with Joshua Salaam. I'm your host, and I am happy, more than happy. I'm just ecstatic that you have decided to tune in once again to another episode. Hey, don't go nowhere. This intro is just like 2-3 minutes. I got it. I got the feedback. People are like, Joshua, you talk too much. We want to hear from the guest. And today I brought a guest in that I know you're going to want to hear from. So this is even double reason why you shouldn't zone out and go somewhere, because this part is short and the guest part is amazing today. The sister's name is Yasmin Elhady. You can follow her at YasGuru. Check her out. She's all over the place. And she is an attorney. She's a practicing attorney. She's a successful attorney. And she's also a comedian. She's up and coming, funny sister. When you watch this segment, you're going to know why she's a comedian, because she's just, I don't know, she's just naturally funny. She's gifted, she's talented, and always has been. So we'll talk a little bit about her life story, how she came up, how she got here, how it all began. So I know you're gonna wanna watch this show. But if you wanna know the reason that I'm bringing Yasmin Elhady on, it's because I think she's just different in a positive way, right? Because you can be different in a negative way. Some people are different in a negative way, but she's different in a positive way. She's just outside the box. You can't contain her. And it's not because she's tall. It's because she's just so she's just so many things. And I believe that Islam is like that, you know. Islam doesn't look the same in different countries when you go to different places, right? Islam looks different in China, looks different in Saudi Arabia, looks different in Nigeria, and it looks different in Kentucky, America, right? And a good Muslim looks different, right? Not all good Muslims act the same, look the same, do different things. So I want you guys to kind of expand your mind, expand your idea of what it means to be a really engaged, practicing, good Muslim. I think Yasmin Elhady is a good example of that. Again, you can follow her at YasGuru. Not that I'm pushing her, but I don't think she has an agent. So, maybe I get myself a job or something like that. Who knows? Just got to keep your options open. But all the young men and the young women out there, when you look at her, I want you to think about that you don't just have to do one thing. Some of you, maybe your parents say, I want you to become an engineer. I want you to become a doctor. I want you to go to dental school. I want you to be a lawyer, whatever it is. When you watch Yasmin Elhady, you're going to see that you can do more than one thing, and you can do them all well. So if you want to find out how all that works, you got to tune in. You can't go anywhere. So hold your remote, hold your keyboard, hold yourself. Just hold it and don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with Think About It. I'm your host, Joshua Salaam, and we're going to take a break for pennyappealusa.org. Let's go.
Since August 25th of this year, over 600,000 individuals have fled from Myanmar into bordering Bangladesh. They've witnessed crimes against humanity. The United Nations calls what happened in Myanmar textbook definition of genocide, textbook definition of ethnic cleansing. We've been here for the last few months, providing them with access to clean drinking water, providing them with access to primary healthcare services, helping them build their shelters, as well as giving them weekly food distributions. We can't fathom what they've witnessed. The ones that have arrived into Bangladesh are the lucky ones. They're now residing in between the 22 to 25 official refugee camps that have now been established. With your continued support, we want to secure their future. We want to stay for the foreseeable future so that we can dig more water wells, so that we can provide them with more medication and more medical advice, so that we can help build more shelters, especially with the winter coming and the cold setting in. please visit our website to find out more about our work and to support us with your generous donations. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. If you're wondering why I'm already smiling, it's because of my guest that is on stage. She is here with Think About It. I'm your host, Joshua Salaam, and it is all brought to you by pennyappealusa.org. Hey, see, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm the chair of that organization.
I didn't even, normally I get the audience to cheer the guest, but she's cheering herself. So give it up for Yasmin Elhady. There you go. The crowd does go wild. The crowd literally goes wild for you.
I wish we had a crowd.
We
kind of do.
You know, you don't say that on live television. They don't know how many people in our studio audience.
Yeah, sorry.
All those people out there. Hey, quiet down, people, quiet down.
Yeah.
We got a show happening
I'm sick
here.
of you guys interrupting.
So, I brought you on the show because, as
Honored.
I said, you are unusual. You are not the average everyday Muslim sister.
I'm a weirdo.
No, I didn't say that.
I think that's what you were saying.
No,
I could have sworn I was following you and you just called me a weirdo.
Really? But weirdo would be an acronym for woman extraordinary, intelligent,
rocking.
Elhady. Yes, all of that. That's who you are. So let's get into it.
Yes.
You are from where? Where did it all start? You're born?
I was born in Cairo.
Really?
I was.
You're Egyptian.
I'm Egyptian. But I'm also Libyan. So my story is kind of interesting. My father is from Tripoli.
Tripoli, okay.
In Libya. There's two Tripolis, and they're very confusing because one is in Lebanon and one is in Libya. Like, they really couldn't get a different Tripoli.
Right.
Oh my God. So anyway, my father's from Tripoli, Libya, and my mom is from Cairo, Egypt. And I was born in Cairo. My father actually sought asylum in Egypt as a refugee because he was a part of the Gaddafi regime and morally abstained against his cray. We'll just call it cray.
Cray?
Yeah, just generalized evil.
This is the second word that you're using that I don't really use. The first one's svelte.
Svelte.
Which is specifically
to be sleek,
for women.
very thin,
okay.
Adorable.
And cray you would define as?
Crazy, evil, or crazy, but in the Gaddafi regime, I'm talking about generalized evil.
Wow.
And so then he fled to Egypt, and then unfortunately, the Egyptians began selling back Libyan refugees. There's an excellent book about it.
Did you say selling back?
Yes, there's an excellent book about it called The Return by Hisham Matar, and it actually won the Pulitzer Prize last year. And so this Hisham's father was kidnapped and killed later.
Wow.
And so he was my father's friend, and we left in the middle of the night. My mom said we were taking vacation, and then we just started country hopping.
How were you when all that happened?
I was 4.
But you remember it?
I remember it very clearly because it was jarring. I was in school. I had family. Everything kind of got turned upside down.
You were in school at 4?
I was. They put me in school at 3.
What?
So in a lot of developing countries,
I told you were not usual.
Yeah, when you have tiger moms like mine, she's like, we have to like get her, because she saw that I had my own language at age 2, so she said, we got to put her in school. No, it didn't have a name. It just said everything was kind of jumbled up, and my dad was very big about like not controlling me, and so he was like, let her have freedom. Let her. And now that I have my own son, he's like, don't break his spirit.
Right.
Let him do whatever he wants. And
Your
now
father said it.
Yes,
Right,
and so I realize now that that's exactly how my dad raised me. And I'm grateful to that because I think it inspired creativity. So my parents put me in school.
Are you saying that that's the excuse that all the Arab parents use? That's why they always running all over the message.
That's right.
Don't break their spirit. Let them do whatever they want.
Yeah, it's called bad Arab kid syndrome. One of my friends, Atif Sharif, he coined it as BAK, bad Arab kid syndrome. He's obviously Desi, so he feels the right to diss my people. But anyways, yes, the kids are a little bit, wild. And then we started country hopping to seek asylum. And we went to Jordan. My parents had tried Morocco previously. We had gone to Saudi Arabia and then to London, and there was no number for us. And so they said...
No number for you?
Yeah, so what actually used to be the quota system in the UK, I actually don't know if it's still there, but there was a quota system in the UK.
Like we've reached our Arab quota?
Well, we've reached our refugee quota,
okay.
and so we can't accept any more asylees. You would have to wait for a new number to be available to you. But we had run out of money because we had kind of been trying to seek documents, and you have to purchase a lot of things, access to these countries because you don't have proper documents.
Right.
And then they made a phone call to the U.S. Embassy, and they said, go to the U.S. Embassy, see if they'll give you a chance, and they did. And that's how we made it to the United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
That's my story.
And all of that's between like 4 and 5?
Yeah.
Or 4 and 6?
4 and 5.
Really?
Yes. I ended up turning 5 kind of almost right when we came to the United States, yeah.
And where did you land in the United States? Which city?
We landed in Lexington, Kentucky.
Kentucky's a good
which
place.
is the bluegrass state.
Yeah.
It's actually the largest concentration of Libyan refugees in the entire United States.
Oh, so that's
where they...
Why?
Yeah, why is Minnesota a place for Somali refugees?
Somalis in Minnesota and Ohio has overtaken Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a way that they resettle asylees and refugees, and so they put us on Lexington. I think this is what actually happened. One Libyan showed up, and then they were like, "Hey, everybody, come on!" It's like a wolf pack, and so we all.
Was that a Libyan accent?
Yes, of course. This is how we talk. Yes.
Mashallah, mashallah.
It's a generic Arab, evil accent.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm waiting for your first movie. Have you thought about that?
A film, a book, yes, a TV show, all of it.
We're gonna get
all
to that. Think about it with obviously.
I want to think about it all.
Before we opened up the show, I was like, you know what? I should just let her sit here, and I can sit there, and we'll just change it up because you can host your own show easily. At the same, you could have a guest on this show doing one show, and you have a guest on this side doing another show. You could do 2 shows at the same time. We just fix the camera angles, save money.
Yeah, I could just be both characters, like Lily Singh.
How long were you in Kentucky?
We were in Kentucky for between 1990 and 1987, so 7 years.
7 years. Mm-hmm. So you had time to develop another language and finish a few grades.
So yeah, my parents actually, I put this in my comedy bit. My parents actually put me in front of the USA Network because they thought that I would become more American and learn English faster if I watched the USA Network.
That's the cartoons?
It was a lot of inappropriate content for children. It had cartoons amongst other things, but MacGyver was on there. A show called The Equalizer, Knight Rider.
Knight Rider, yes.
We used to watch the Matlock reruns, and then there was WWF wrestling.
Oh yeah.
In the morning.
Oh yeah.
So they would, So they used to hype up kids.
This is like
in the morning.
Overwhelming like
nostalgia.
History of American culture for all you guys listening from wherever you are.
Yes.
Yasmin Elhady equals Libyan, American, Egyptian culture all put in there.
Smash, smash.
Keep it going. So WWF, what else?
WWF wrestling, it's Bret the Hitman Hart, Hulk Hogan, that's The
really
Undertaker. Oh my God, I was really into it. Yeah. So I went to school and I actually really thought.
You were throwing ladies around?
I really thought that Americans wrestled each other when they liked each other. Like they hit each other with a 2x4 if they're friends.
Right.
So I saw a girl, her name was Teresa. I liked her.
Is that a joke, or is this going to be like a real thing where you had to go to the principal's office?
I had to go to the principal's office. So I got on top of the desk and I took down one of these girls, Teresa, and I just body slammed her because I thought we should be friends. And the teacher was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I can't hear you." Oh yeah. And I actually showed up in the principal's office.
I can see how you can end up in the principal's office.
Yes.
Would you say teacher?
Yeah. What was that? Yeah.
Teresa.
If
you're out there,
I know.
We hope you're okay.
I used to call her Tree. What was wrong with me? I was just like, Teresa's too many syllables. Tree is your name. She's like, that's not my name.
Now, what grade are we talking about?
I was kindergarten.
What?
Yeah. I was 5. I was kindergarten. Yeah, I took her down. So I went to the principal's office and they were like, "We think she has ADD." And my mom was like, "What is this ADD?" And they were like, "Oh, she needs to take pills. She's hyperactive." My mom was like, "No pills for her. She has a lot of energy. Let her work out her energy.
Yeah. Don't break her spirit.
Don't break the spirit. Let her. She's just a child."
Right.
I think what ADD stands for child behavior.
Right.
Normal child behavior.
I can't think of an acronym for ADD.
But I think I actually did have it because man, I refused to do work for
Really?
solid 2 years. I was like, why are you making
You were just a Waldorf child, as they say. You
yes.
were waiting until you got to 7.
Yes, that's actually true. No
real?
joke. 2nd grade, when I was 7, is when I actually started doing work. I refused to do. I was absorbing like a little sponge. I wanted to play. I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to walk to the beat of my own drum. And my parents supported.
But you never got held back.
I never got held back.
I know why. The kindergarten teacher was like, "No, you can take her."
Yeah. We'll just
go to first
matriculate this child through the system. She has all Fs.
Body slam some bigger girls up there. Man. So that, now it's all making sense. Like all of it from the kind of tough period of 4 years old where you got, kind of jerked out of your environment, out of school and going across different borders, and then being landed in America and then absorbing all of this stuff, and your parents giving you free spirit. Because ultimately, we'll come back. You can take us through those years, but ultimately you became a pretty successful attorney.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and that's a testament to them being patient with me. And
them being your parents?
My parents, and being willing to really trust that everything was really going to be okay and not listen to the school administration.
Right.
And so, when I was 7, I began to excel in school, and my grades were just off the chart. They put me in ESL, so I was in English as a second language for 2 years. Even though I spoke English perfectly, they said, well, her grades.
There's another guy, what's his name? Omar? No, come on. Muhammad Omar.
Oh,
Muhammad Omar, the comedian. He talks about his...
Mo Amer.
Muhammad
Ahmed.
Yes. He talks about his experience of being put into English as a second language. And he learned Spanish
instead of, it was adorable. So I did have
so why would they put you in English?
A young Spanish-speaking student with me. They thought at that, I think that because it was right around the early 90s, right? So that was 1990. They really thought that any child that came from overseas had to be placed in ESL, and they had to really prove themselves.
Just check that box.
Yes, and they had to prove themselves on an examination that they were competent in the English language. Now, remember, I couldn't even sit still to take an exam.
Right.
So you can imagine that my grades were just terrible, but I was very communicative and effusive. And my teacher, to this day, Miss Mooney, I really credit her with just loving me and showing me everything about American culture and believing in me and telling my mom, "You are right. Don't give her any pills. She's just fine."
You remember the teachers?
Yes.
You remember the people you body slammed?
Yes.
What else do you remember from those early years before 7? And what happened at the age of 7 that made you say, you know what? I'm ready now. Give me those papers. Give me those books.
So 2 things happened. First, I moved schools. I transferred schools because I actually ended up moving. And that was actually quite helpful. And I ended up in a school with some more Muslim kids because I had no Muslim kids and nobody that
was intentional by your parents?
My parents said, well, let's just move them where there's a little bit more of them that's, in the student population. And so that actually helped tremendously because I felt like, oh, okay, there's 3 Muslim people here. I can feel a little bit. And they were all Libyan or Egyptian in ethnicity. And then the second thing I think that happened is that, no joke, I was sledding down a hill with my brother. And
in the snow?
In the snow.
Okay.
And, but we didn't use real sleds. We used pieces of my dad's greenhouse. Like plastic, piece of plastic.
That's probably fast.
It was really fast, and my brother was like, "Hey, Cool Runnings, let's do a bobsled." I got an idea. Let's do a bobsled. I'm like, "But this is not a bobsled. It's a piece of plastic." He's like, "It's gonna be amazing. Just get in the front." When you put your hand down on either side, you turn. You switch, positions.
Right.
Which way? Right, left. There was a creek at the bottom of that hill, and there was a big tree, a big oak tree, to the left.
Okay, this is getting scary.
Yeah, so we're flying down this hill. But actually, this didn't happen when I was 7. It actually happened when I was 9. But it was important because, I'll tell you why it was important.
Okay.
So, but moving schools, the first thing that happened when I was 7 was important. Okay. Very important.
Right.
The second thing that happened and I got out of ESL.
Right.
Which was great. So I didn't feel like I was, handicapped in any way.
Right.
When I was going down that hill, I had put my right hand down. We switched positions. We're going straight towards that oak tree, and my brother cannot stop it. And he's screaming. He's like, "Oh my God!" Boom.
I thought you were gonna say you.
My forehead hits that oak tree, and I fall back. And my brother's laughing, hysterically. He would get his though, because just 2 weeks later he would end up in the pond, in the creek at the very bottom. He
Don't
would
forget the pond. What
Yeah.
happened? You hit the tree.
I did.
And
full force. I fell back.
was it like
and then
blood coming down?
Thankfully, no blood coming down. But it was I mean, I think I definitely had a concussion. And then I got up, and then I started playing an instrument at the time, and I started playing an instrument very well. So
All of a sudden.
all of a sudden, I started playing violin very, very well, and my math scores just took off.
Okay, I learned two.
So I was always very strong verbally, but then I became strong mathematically.
There's two things that we need to talk about as a result of this story.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, all of that wrestling came in handy.
Yes.
You know, all those
exactly.
headbutts
all
and
those
everything.
had to be tough.
It protected you from that tree, and in addition to your guardian angel that
Yes.
Allah has provided you with,
Ameen.
that kind of cushioned that blow, because that's like impossible.
Yes.
Second thing we need to say as part of that story is don't try that at home.
Yeah,
right?
please don't.
Because she's saying she hit her head and then all of a sudden her grades went up and she got focused, and there's gonna be a lot of young people out there be like, I can do it. I can do it.
I forgot we're on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not just having a conversation.
Do not try that
Don't
at
do
home.
that.
It was a
Seriously.
miracle.
It was us.
She's a miracle person.
It was a miracle.
And we do not encourage going full force into an oak tree.
No.
To get
Please
your
don't
grades
do
up.
that.
Because
I
this
could've
culture
died.
has a lot of people that are serious about A's.
Yeah, I know.
Their parents could be sending some children down the hill and say, come on, Bismillah, go.
My parents were always just like, don't go to jail.
Okay.
There was not like intense, pressure on me. My mom was a tiger mom like in Egypt, but then when she came to the U.S., she was poor woman had to work so hard
Right.
that she was just like, look, I can't like take you to piano and karate and like what other Egyptian moms often do
Right.
in their society, and they're just like pushing their kids with early math problems, and they're pushing their kids with.
Right.
She was just like, just don't go to jail, don't do drugs,
Right.
don't
You don't get arrested?
touch boys.
We consider this success.
That was it.
I cannot believe that we ran out of time. I don't even know how long we've been going. I looked at it and said, no, we got time, and then it's gone. That's what happens when you talk to Yasmin Elhady. So we're going to take a break. We're going to find out how much time I have left, and we're going to come right back to you. I'm your host, Joshua Salaam of Think About It, brought to you by pennyappealusa.org with the amazing Yasmin Elhady.
Thank
Don't go
you.
anywhere.
I'm
You're
not
welcome.
amazing. You're amazing. That's very kind.
It's debatable.
Water is an important part of life, and the difference between clean and dirty water is the difference between life and death. We know that the issue is not that there's a lack of clean water, but a lack of access to it. So we're on a mission to change that. Through Thirst Relief, we're building wells across Africa and Asia to provide millions with access to clean, safe, consumable water. The goal is simple: to provide clean water to every person who needs it. To irrigate gardens like these, horticultural gardens in Gambia. To make sure that no person ever has to drink dirty water ever again. So join us. Visit pennyappealusa.org/thirstrelief and donate today. Thank you.
Yes, we are back. Cool Comic Collective. You're watching Think About It with Joshua Salaam. And I brought on, she doesn't like to be described as amazing, so we'll say, and the acronym for weird didn't work, so let's just say the one and only Yasmin Elhady. And it's all brought to you by pennyappealusa.org. We're going to go right back into it. You guys are recording this. Please, you got to record. This is like serious stuff. Now, I don't know, do you talk about the colors?
I don't really talk about
Okay.
the colors.
So we won't get into that gang activity, Crips and Bloods, try to get along with everybody, Bismillah. We're going to move on. You like that?
I like that. That was
Okay.
amazing.
Okay. So then, tell me about, do you think all of that you just described,
Yes.
the journey to America, the school hopping,
Yeah.
throwing people around,
Yes.
and all this stuff, what really inspired you, and really your father's influence,
Yes.
and his journey too,
Yes.
from becoming a refugee and all, did that inspire you to get into law and really do that?
Absolutely. I mean, first and foremost, I think both my mom and my dad showed a really strong work ethic where they worked very, very hard in the United States, and they didn't always succeed the way that other people were succeeding. So They never had lavish things or even extreme wealth.
Wait a minute, time out.
Yeah.
Who taught you how to say it like that? Because that's amazing.
Thank you.
You said, and everybody listen to this. She said they didn't really succeed the way other people were succeeding. That's a huge difference between, oh, we're not making it, we failed. Everything has been framed in success, and the way that we're succeeding, and we are succeeding, doesn't look like the way other people are succeeding. Where'd you come up with that?
My dad was very big about saying to me, you should not measure success by how much money you have. Being wealthy doesn't mean that, you own a bunch of things or that you make a certain amount of money in your bank account. He said real success and knowing that you really succeeded is spiritual wealth. He said spiritual wealth is the most important kind of wealth you can have.
And tell me more about the spiritual wealth.
So, I always thought that my dad was trying to say that I should be poor. But no, I'm joking. That's one of my jokes. But
one of her many jokes.
One of my
many
many jokes.
To talk about that in a minute.
But I really, for him, the biggest thing, spiritual wealth meant that you knew that God always had your back, that you were living knowing that you didn't really belong to anyone but God. So, my parents were very strong to tell me, like, I didn't belong to them. I belonged to Allah. Spiritual wealth was knowing that you had the most perfect example of a human being that was a mercy to everyone. So you had to be kind and merciful to everyone. Spiritual wealth meant looking out for other people before you always put yourself first. And spiritual wealth meant that you succeeded by always working within the bounds of what God had prescribed as halal and what was haram. So they were very big about how do you see truth from falsity. That's spiritual wealth, to be able to know what's real and what isn't. And my father, I do this bit too. When I went to college, my dad would call me on the phone. It was a big deal I went to college. I was the first one to go off to college. Everybody went to kind of smaller schools, community college near home. And I went off to like the big four-year university away from home.
Which state?
In Georgia. So I went to Emory University. And they were in Alabama at that point. We moved, in 1997, we moved from Kentucky to Alabama, which was an interesting move. We'll just talk about that later. But when I went off to school in Atlanta, Georgia, I'd get a phone call. And it would just say my dad. So I'd be like, hey, Assalamu alaikum. He'd just say, know your place in the universe. And he would hang up the phone, I swear. And it was like a spiritual drive-by. So he was trying to, and I would say, hello, Dad, was that you? Is that a voice? What was that?
You would call him back?
I would try to call him back. He wouldn't answer. Then he'd call me and he'd say, oh, you're so great. God is greater. And he would hang up the phone. He'd turn on, he said, Salatik Dinik, and he'd hang up the phone, your prayer and your deen. So for him, that was spiritual wealth, to be reminded at all times that you're not awesome. He would say, another one, humility is the ticket. He'd say, humility is the ticket, because he's talking about humility is the ticket to Jannah.
Right.
He would remind me about, really, I have to always be thinking about my positionality in the scheme that we call dunya, right? So that for him was more important. These are all new
words for me. Positionality.
Yes, positionality.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
You learn that in law?
You learn it in law. You learn it in
school. Joshua.
No. I just, I was very, very lucky to go off to college and be able to get a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science. So I had a really excellent science background and education at Emory. That's what they're really known for, neuroscience and behavioral biology. And so you read a lot also about behavior, right? And you read about, so positionality comes, I think, from behavioral language. And then I was a Middle Eastern history major with a minor in Arabic.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that was kind of cool. I did two very different things. What was cool about the minor in Arabic is that I ended up winning a graduate fellowship to go to the American University in Cairo after I finished college. And it was actually that moment when I was in Egypt at the American University in Cairo doing this graduate fellowship in Arabic that I realized that I was actually going to go and be a lawyer. And the reason is because I saw how difficult it was to seek recourse in those societies. And I was reminded, I was taken back to the moment where my dad had to make those very difficult decisions about, well, what happens when there's an aggrieved party? What happens when there's someone who's been wronged? Right. How do you go through a system that is, in essence, a corrupted system, a system that is made to oppress and to create oppressive results and to...
there's a lot of people out there like, go ahead, sister. Go ahead, sister. Preach.
But that was a tough thing for me to see, because in that moment I realized I'm an American. I have American values. I believe in American justice. And it was in that moment that I decided to take the LSAT. I took the LSAT in Egypt. And I thankfully was able to get into UCLA for law school. And it was a very big deal for me to come back to an American justice system that, although it turns slowly, the wheels of justice really do turn. And like Martin Luther King Jr. said, the arc of justice, it bends towards, the arc of history really does bend towards justice. It just takes time, right? I mean, it just takes time for justice to be served to people. And we have so many problems.
In the words of a famous person, ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't
nobody got time for that.
Arc. Let's go.
Bend it right now. But look, we live in a system, what I think Americans sometimes don't realize, because they don't live outside of the country for very long, is that, oh my goodness, that bend takes sometimes hundreds of years in other countries. We live in a very young country. It's hard to remember that this American project is actually a fledgling. It's like a tiny little bird, while other people are like eagles that have been soaring for many, many thousands of years. So anyways, I say that just to say, I decided to come back, and I realized that an American legal career would be a way that I could actually positively impact people's lives. And that, yes, it could take time, but we had a system that actually worked.
What is clear about this, after talking to you for, 20 minutes or so, is that you can't put Yasmin Elhady in any box. You're like walking down the street with all these boxes dragging behind you.
For the boxes.
So in the last little bit of time, why comedy? Because you tackled law, you tackled school, you tackled so many things. Why comedy?
Because I have ADD. No, I think I did comedy because I realized that it is such a powerful tool for communicating real emotion, real problems in a digestible way. So I talk about racism, I talk about Islamophobia, I talk about growing up in the South and crushing bullies. I talk about the difficulty of marriage. I talk about the difficulty of being a parent. So in a lot of ways it is my therapy, but I'm hoping that it's a way to reach people to see that me as a Muslim woman who's an observant Muslim woman who's trying her best to be an observant Muslim woman, please God, is normal, that my experiences are quite normal actually, and that I'm somebody who is fully American and fully engaged in the society, but also someone that people can relate to. So I thought that comedy was just this really powerful communication device, and it's actually how I survived in the South. When I moved to Alabama, it took me a while to realize, oh, I'm funny, that way I won't have trouble with people. I could just be funny, and then they realize I'm actually a human being.
Right. Huh. So where can they find that stuff?
Okay, so I post on Instagram at YazGuru, all my comedy.
At YazGuru.
At YazGuru on Instagram. You can also see me on Facebook. I'm going to be having 4 shows after Ramadan, because people have been like itching to have me on shows, and I'm like, I won't do any shows during Ramadan. It's like my focus time. Right. So, alhamdulillah, I'll be, at a place called Cellar Door in Frederick, Maryland on June 17th. I will be at a place called Villain and Saint in Bethesda, Maryland on June 20th. On June 21st, I'm going to be at the Tyson's Beer Garden. Wow. And on June 24th, I'll be at the Falls Church Distillery.
Who's your agent?
I don't have an agent.
You're doing all of that
yourself? I need an agent. Anyone out there
and here's the final
want to
word.
Represent me?
Agents are like,
Agents are like, I don't want to have anything to do with you.
No. Everybody wants something to do with Yasmin Elhady. And you know what? If you come to her show, don't be heckling, because 2 things might happen. Either you get body slammed, or you might get sued.
Yeah. Okay? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. You can
I gotta work that into my bit. I'm like, heckle me, I'll sue you. Okay. All right then. I just, dare you.
I'm a little intimidated right now. I'm a little intimidated right now. But we're going to take a break. Just a break. We're coming back. We got a little bit more.
What?
Yes.
There's more?
Wait, there's more. Don't go nowhere with this infomercial. Joshua Salaam, think about it. And you're watching, what are we watching?
We're watching Think About It.
Watching Think About It.
Sponsored
from our sponsors, pennyappealusa.org, with the one and only Yasmin Elhady. Be right back.
I could show you an image of a child starving. belly swollen, tears streaking down his face. I could show you an image of a child and tell you that if you don't donate 50 cents today, that he or she will not make it. But there's so much more to these children. Take a look. What do you see? I see new families where old ones were lost. I see new routines in new homes. I see children forging a brighter future through education and positive encouragement. We may not be able to give orphan children a chance at an old life, but we can work to ensure that their tomorrows are better than their yesterdays. This is Orphan Kind.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. Now y'all know this is one of the hypest shows that you've watched on Think About It. That's what happens when you bring a body slamming attorney, comedian onto the show in Yasmin Elhady. So we're about to body slam her with my game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She don't even know how to play.
Slow your roll, Joshua Salaam.
There's no slow.
Salam
to my
is
roll.
from peace.
It is.
I just want to remind you.
Salam alaikum.
You're a peacemaker.
I am. I try. That's why I picked the name.
I hope you
I said,
lose.
I said I want to bring peace into the world, and that's why I picked Salam.
Okay, mashallah.
So
beautiful.
this is how you play.
Yeah.
You have 5 words.
Okay.
I have 5 words.
All right.
You're trying to get me to say your word
Oh my God.
with a 1-word clue.
Oh.
Yes. So if your word was light, you would say like star or sun or something like that.
Yeah.
And then if I don't get it, they'll make this weird noise on that thing. They go.
Yeah.
And then it's my thank
Just
you.
like that.
And then and then it's my turn to get you to say my word. And then when it's your turn again, you have to stick to that same word. Give me another 1-word
Got
clue
it. Another 1-word clue.
before you go to your second
I hear
word.
you. I
All
hear
right?
you. Okay.
That's how you play. Y'all know how to play, right? So who are you rooting for? Yasmin or Joshua Salaam?
Obviously, yes.
Astaghfirullah.
Obviously
I can't
me.
believe that.
Obviously.
All right, you sing too?
No.
You did say you were
I
going to
do
try
a
out
little.
for Native Dean.
I do. I rap.
Really?
I do some funny rap.
Do you have a rap you want to share yet? Not yet?
Not on camera.
That's the first time I think I've heard her like, no. Okay, I go first because it's my show and I like to win.
Plus, you're also unfair, so go ahead.
Yeah. But Salam, I do it with Salam. Producers, you can't laugh, okay? You will only encourage
They just
her.
laughed, yeah.
All right, here you go. You ready?
Yes.
Focus.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my God. You look like you're meditating.
I am.
Okay.
I'm really trying to help you.
You're not trying to help me.
I am trying to
You're
help
just trying
you.
to win the game.
Yes.
Okay, go.
And
help me.
If you win, I win.
Oh, see, I actually like this
Yeah.
game.
See, Imam Majid likes that too.
I love him.
I love him too.
Allah, Allah protect him.
How you
Give
doing,
him so
Imam
much
Majid?
barakah. You're the best, Imam Majid.
You don't even watch the show.
If you're watching the show, which you aren't, I just want to tell you that I respect you.
Sure, tell him on the show he doesn't watch. Tell him in person. Okay, let's get to the game.
sorry.
All right? We're going to eat up all the time.
I know, I'm so sorry.
3 minutes gone just like that.
Did
Mashallah.
you get that on the mic?
Let's say, I thought it was going to be easy when I looked at it,
Yeah.
but now that I'm trying to think of a 1-word,
Yeah.
it's not that easy. But I'm going to say wash.
Soap.
No.
Okay.
Any sound effects? Thank you. All right, your turn.
Garçon. Garçon.
Pierre?
No.
I don't even know what a garçon is. Okay.
Okay, so you said wash.
I said wash.
Okay.
Now I'm going to say dirty.
Rubber gloves.
I thought you were going to say rubber ducky. No, it's not rubber gloves.
Okay. Black and white tuxedo. Oh,
That's like,
sorry. Tuxedo.
mashallah.
I totally ruined
Now the audience knows why I'm laughing because every sister that comes on here
ruined the rules.
just changes the rules.
I'm sorry.
1 word or 2 word or 3.
Three,
We're sisters.
four,
We make our own
five.
rules.
That's right. Tuxedo.
But the first clue was what?
Garçon.
Okay, that doesn't help at all. So tuxedo. Tuxedo. Bow tie.
No. Okay, go.
The way you said no, there was like a hell in front of it.
Yeah, I was. I'm happy you caught that. The
Okay.
cadence in my voice.
So wash, dirty,
Dishes.
no, but it's okay that you said that because I haven't given my word yet.
Okay.
Don't be trying to cheat me out of a win.
Yeah.
All right. Wash, dirty.
He's so bad at this game. It's his own game. Is anybody else noticing that he is not talented? Are you still in the room? Did I just say that in front of you?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
but it's
backbite
okay.
you.
I'm sure
It's Ramadan.
My wife is laughing right now.
Well, you know what? Actually, what I like about this is that it shows that he's not rigging the game. He really is stumped.
Yes. Snumped.
Stumped.
Stumped. Spelt.
Spelt. Stumped. Snumped.
I said wash.
Yes, and you said dirty.
I said dirty. Okay.
I got a good memory.
Let's say wipe.
Antibacterial?
We're getting there. We're getting there. Your turn.
Server.
Tuxedo.
Garçon. Tuxedo.
Forget garçon.
Okay,
I have no
sorry.
idea.
Tuxedo.
Garçon.
Server.
Tuxedo server. Oh, waiter.
Yahoo! Yeah!
Yeah.
I was waiting for the ding.
So what is garçon?
Garçon is French for waiter.
Oh, well, see, you can't do that. That's why my mind blocked it out. Because I'm a fair guy. I knew it was French for
see.
waiter, but I knew that we don't translate
Oh,
words.
I got it.
And so
Oh my God, you're just so
that's why
fair.
I didn't.
And that's why I went like this. Because
Yeah.
the French are very rude. Apparently. That's why I was doing that. I
Comment
thought
ça
that they
va?
were.
Ça va bien?
I'm so
Merci?
sorry.
No rude.
I'm just
You're not
kidding. The
rude.
French are not
The French
rude.
are beautiful, beautiful language.
It's just the
And
ones
they're
on
some
TV.
they're some of our sponsors. So
I'm just kidding. I love
yes.
you.
Yes.
Seriously, actually, I like the French.
Yes.
They're beautiful.
Okay. You're winning now, 1-0.
How does that feel to be
feel-
beat by a girl?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
raised by, I'm one of 5 children. I got
love that you're
3
secure.
older sisters.
I love that you're secure.
Yeah, I'm good.
You have a wife. You have some
Yeah.
children.
I've even been slammed
you know.
around by a girl before. Yeah.
Wow. You don't have to admit that.
Okay.
That one you didn't
Can we
have to admit.
continue,
Yeah,
please?
yeah. I'm so sorry. I wish I could help you.
Okay. All right, here we go. Bismillah.
Bismillah.
That was some of my acting career that I want to get into. Can we play the game? I can't even get to my second word with Sister Yasmin Elhady.
I'm not-
Producers, can I get another guest, please?
Oh!
Can I get somebody?
I'm right
to
here.
please?
You're talking in front of me. Remember, you're supposed
yes,
to not
yes.
do that in front of me.
All right. Wash, dirty,
Dirty,
wipe,
wipe.
soap.
Soap. Okay. It's not dishes. It's washing machine.
Okay. All right. Nope. And there. Somebody's awake back there. All right. Your turn.
Okay. Noah.
Ark.
Close.
That was a good guess.
Thanks.
Yes. Okay. Wash, dirty, wipe, soap, immaculate.
Super clean. Okay.
Clean!
Oh!
Tie game. Come from behind. That's the Egyptian roar thing?
The Egyptian roar is. It's
Yeah.
an ululation.
Is that
It's
a real
actually
word?
the English word for what I just did. An ululation.
You're not serious.
Wallahi. Ululation. And by the way, the fact that I just said wallahi just shows how Arab I am.
Mashallah.
Okay? Like I had to tell you this. I should not be.
You know what? We don't have to play.
I
a
should
game.
not be swearing by
Listen.
Allah's name. I'm sorry, everybody. Please ignore what I just did.
Ah, my goodness. Yasmin Elhady. Welcome to the show. All right.
Okay,
it's
my
your
turn. Okay, I said
Second
Noah.
word.
I said
You
Noah.
said Noah.
And you said Ark, which is not right.
Yep.
Downpour.
Rain.
Close. No.
It's the only thing it could be with Noah in a downpour. It's a rain.
What else is Noah known for?
Living a long time. Mashallah. Long time. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Can't translate it.
'Kay.
So I'll say veal.
Baby cow.
Nope.
Okay.
That was my fault.
That's okay. Okay.
Stop laughing. Everybody
Okay.
laughing out there.
Okay,
It was
I
my
gotta get
fault.
to I gotta get to my next one because I
My
want to
fault.
beat you.
Go ahead.
Okay, I said Noah and I said downpour.
Downpour.
Okay, you said rain and you said ark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You do have a good memory. Mashallah.
Rising.
Flood.
Yeah!
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do my own sound effects from now on.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be the new.
Yeah, we don't need this thing.
I feel
we got
so
Yasmin.
bad. I feel so bad for the people out there like listening with headphones.
Yeah, your mic is right there.
I just want to apologize. I'm so sorry. I really am less annoying in person. I can't lie in Ramadan.
All right. What did I say?
You said.
Forget it. Do not remember that word.
Sorry.
Do not remember that word.
You said veal.
Astaghfirullah.
I'm sorry.
And
I said baby.
let's
cow.
say, Bambi.
Oh, venison. Close. No cigar. Okay. All right. Next word.
That was the word that I meant to say the first time. But it's okay. It's your turn.
Okay, here
and
we
you're
go.
winning.
Head.
Wait a minute. Did I get your second word?
You did. Flood.
Oh, flood. So
Waiter and flood.
2-1.
to
All right,
one.
go ahead.
Okay.
And you said?
Head.
Head. Toes.
Oh.
Head and shoulders.
Little
knees and
opposite.
toes,
Little
knees
opposite
and
game.
toes. Yeah.
We're not playing opposite game here. We're playing synonym game.
Maybe that's what we should call it. The synonym game.
Synonym game.
The cinnamon game.
Oh, we should call it the cinnamon challenge, and then
Yeah.
have people also
No,
do things that are going to land them in the hospital.
Okay,
This
head.
is all about liability.
I said toes.
This is terrible.
Now it's my turn. You said venison.
Yes.
I said Bambi.
Yes.
I don't even have to tell you.
Okay.
You know it's.
Deer.
Thank you. See? All right. Tie game. Without even giving her a clue word. That's when you know you're good.
I'm really
It is
smart.
my game.
I'm
It
really
is my
smart.
game.
Okay.
Your
I
turn.
said head.
Yes.
The second one I'm going to say is neuroscience.
Brain.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. You are good at this game.
I'm really smart, so that helps.
Mashallah. Mashallah. Think about that. All right. Third word. I'm going to catch up with this. I can feel it. Oh, yeah. Watch this. I got it. I'm going to get this in one word.
Okay.
I'm going to say thermostat.
Degrees?
No.
I was close.
Should have said inshallah.
This is a really hard one.
You're smart.
Because it's actually a compound word.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I like that.
I'm
I like
sorry.
that. You would be so good in a spy game. It's a compound word. I just don't know. It starts with a C, but what can I say?
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just have to list them out. Okay, video.
But it's a hard word.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sega.
Oh my God, I love that you know what a Sega is.
But it's
But
not.
no,
okay.
you didn't even say Sega Genesis. You said Sega.
Sega, yeah,
That was
yeah.
the original.
Was it?
Yes, then there was a Sega Genesis.
I am older than you. You know?
Not by a lot.
All right. We won't give ages up here.
Yeah,
But
but
okay. Thermostat, you got wrong. So let's go
said
with
degrees.
temperature.
Oh, I was gonna say temperature. Celsius? Why am I so fobby that I was like, Celsius? We're in America, it's Fahrenheit.
It should be Celsius, though, right?
It should
Yeah,
be.
we
We
should
should all
catch
be on the same system.
metric system.
Centimeters, meters, the whole thing. Okay.
All right, your turn.
Okay, so I
You're
said
still on your third word.
I am. No, I'm on my fourth word.
What?
Excuse
What was your
me.
third word?
Waiter, flood, brain.
What?
Waiter, flood, and brain.
Oh,
Do I have to say it like
Yeah, yeah.
not cool
Yeah,
for
I
you
thought
to
that was like
understand?
one word, like waiter flip brain. One of those words.
Waiter, flood, brain.
Yeah.
Ululation. Okay. I said video.
You see what I have to go through?
Okay, now I'm gonna say print.
Video print. Video print.
I'm doing a listing.
Video print.
What are those types of? Yeah, I'm making a
You're
list.
so cheating, but that's okay.
This is really hard.
What are those types of, Joshua? Tell me about your mother. Do you understand this game?
Joshua, what happened in your childhood
Yeah, that's a
that
whole
leads
different
you
show.
to this point?
Whole different show. Video print. I got nothing, so I'm gonna say something that I think is in between.
Okay.
This is type of media.
Okay, that's half the word.
Okay. All right. Okay, so it's half of the word.
So you got half the word. It's something, something media.
Digital media.
So close.
Okay, all right. I'll try again next time. All right.
Temperature.
Temperature.
And you said thermostat.
And I said thermostat. Warming.
Global.
We get it. It was wrong.
Oh, it was wrong?
It was wrong.
I'm sorry.
But you said it like it was right, and I like that
felt
confidence.
like it was so right.
I like that confidence. Your turn.
Okay. This is going to be for the first part of that word. Okay? And many.
Multimedia.
Oh! Yeah. That's word 4.
Yeah.
That's word 4,
okay.
audience member.
Okay, all right, here we go. I'm catching up.
Okay.
You
Thermostat.
got thermostat.
Warming.
Temperature. Control.
Air conditioning.
Lord have mercy.
I'm not very smart.
Bless you, sister.
I'm not smart.
In the words of Imam Majid, who you love, may Allah bless you.
I'm so sorry. Okay. My turn.
Nope. You
No,
won.
no.
You won.
Agreement.
You won.
If I say agreement, what would you say?
I would say verbal. Compromise.
What was the word?
Climate.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should have said change. Climate change.
Yeah, I said control. Climate control.
No, I don't say, nobody says climate control. Who says climate control? It's 2018, Joshua.
People who used to work in
You
the
said
industry
thermostat?
of heating, ventilation, and air
Thermostat is
conditioning.
for climate?
HVAC. You know what? We're ending the show, okay? You were watching Think About It with Joshua Salaam, and now you're not. And Yasmin Elhady was here, and now she's not. We're going to ask her to leave the studio, but it was all brought to you by
Penny Peel USA.
Penny Peel USA. You
Small
know
change.
Big
difference.
She knows the organization.
I know it well.
Lord have mercy. Assalamu alaikum.
This Dean TV video was made possible in part by Penny Appeal USA, Small Change, Big Difference, and by Recycle Processes Incorporated.